The sun rises slowly over a peaceful village by the river Lambourn. Soft golden light shines on the little cottages with their thatched roofs. Smoke gently rises from chimneys as the morning begins. Birds sing happily in the trees, filling the air with sweet sounds. The river flows calmly, its water clear and cool, making a soft, gentle sound. Ducks swim near the edge, and fish jump now and then. A farmer walks along a small path, waving to his neighbors with a smile. Flowers bloom in the gardens, adding bright colors everywhere. Children laugh as they play near the river bank. The wind moves gently through the tall grass and makes the leaves whisper. Everything feels calm, quiet, and full of joy. This village by the river Lambourn is a perfect, peaceful place, where time seems to slow down and nature sings all around. The sun rises over the hills and shines gently on a quiet village by the river Lambourn. The light is soft and golden, making the trees and rooftops glow. Birds are singing cheerfully in the trees, robins, sparrows, blackbirds, all creating a sweet morning song. The cottages are small and cozy, with smoke curling slowly from chimneys. The air smells fresh, with a mix of wildflowers, fresh grass, and bread baking in someone's kitchen. The river Lambourn flows slowly and smoothly, its surface sparkling in the sunlight. Ducks swim peacefully, and sometimes a fish splashes playfully in the water. A wooden bridge crosses the river, and an old man walks across it with his dog, who stops to sniff every flower. Along the riverbank, children are picking wildflowers and skipping stones. A group of cows grazes quietly in the green meadow nearby, their soft mooing adding to the calm sounds. Bees buzz from flower to flower, and butterflies flutter around in the warm morning light. The morning sky is painted in soft shades of pink and orange as the sun rises slowly above the hills. A peaceful village sits quietly on the bank of the river Lambourn, glowing gently in the early light. The cottages have neat little gardens full of tulips, daisies, and lavender. Birds sing from every tree, sweet songs that echo across the quiet fields. You can hear the gentle rustle of leaves as a soft breeze passes through. The river flows smoothly, its water so clear you can see the stones at the bottom. A family of ducks swims by, and their tiny ducklings follow close behind. A heron stands still by the water's edge, waiting to catch a fish. Farther along the river, an old wooden windmill turns slowly with a calming creak. The baker opens his shop, and the smell of fresh bread fills the air. A milk cart rolls along the lane, and the horse's hooves make a steady, soft sound. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the village begins to glow with warmth and light. The stone walls of the cottages shine softly, covered in ivy and little pink roses that climb toward the windows. The village green is wide and open, with soft grass that feels like a blanket under your feet. A few villagers sit on wooden benches, enjoying the sunshine, sipping tea, and chatting kindly with one another. A boy flies a kite high above, and it dances in the wind like a bright bird. Nearby, an artist sits with a canvas and brush, painting the river and the trees in the sky. The river Lambourn sparkles as it flows gently beside the village, curving like a ribbon through the land. Tiny frogs hop along the bank, and dragonflies flash their shiny wings as they hover above the water. Horses graze in a nearby paddock, their tails swishing slowly as they enjoy the day. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the village begins to glow with warmth and light. The stone walls of the cottages shine softly, covered in ivy and little pink roses that climb toward the windows. The village green is wide and open, with soft grass that feels like a blanket under your feet. A few villagers sit on wooden benches, enjoying the sunshine, sipping tea, and chatting kindly with one another. A boy flies a kite high above, and it dances in the wind like a bright bird. Nearby, an artist sits with a canvas and brush, painting the river and the trees in the sky. The river Lambourn sparkles as it flows gently beside the village, curving like a ribbon through the land. Tiny frogs hop along the bank, and dragonflies flash their shiny wings as they hover above the water. Horses graze in a nearby paddock, their tails swishing slowly as they enjoy the day. A path runs along the river, and couples walk hand in hand, their footsteps soft on the earth. A kind woman with a basket of apples offers one to a passing child, and the child grins brightly in thanks. The village school stands nearby, its bell ringing once for lunchtime. Children sit on the grass to eat, their voices rising in joy and stories. Behind them, the old church stands peacefully, its tall windows shining with colored glass that glows in the sunlight. A gentle breeze blows across the fields, bending the tall grass and carrying the sweet smell of hay and flowers. Far across the hills, a train passes slowly, its faint whistle almost like a lullaby. Everything here moves with calm and care, no rush, no noise, just the peaceful rhythm of nature and kind hearts. The river Lambourn continues to flow quietly, always moving, but never in a hurry. It is the heart of this village, bringing water to the land and peace to the people. As the day goes on, the village stays gentle and quiet, a perfect place where the earth, the water, and the sky live in beautiful harmony. As the afternoon sun glows gently in the sky, golden light falls on every rooftop, tree, and blade of grass. Shadows grow long and soft across the fields. A gentle warmth fills the air, and the scent of wild flowers, fresh cut hay, and ripening fruit drifts through the village. In one garden, an old man carefully waters his vegetables while birds hop around his feet, pecking at crumbs. A mother sits on a blanket near the river with her baby, humming softly while the baby giggles and plays with tiny flowers. The river flows calmly past them, making quiet ripples and carrying a few leaves that float slowly downstream. A fisherman sits patiently under a willow tree, his line in the water, his eyes peaceful and still. Bees move from blossom to blossom in the orchard, where trees are full of apples, pears, and plums. The village blacksmith works at his forge, shaping horseshoes, the gentle ringing of his hammer joining the soft sounds of the day. A dog runs happily through the meadows, barking once, then rolling in the grass before chasing butterflies. Near the pond, frogs croak quietly, and lily pads float like little green boats. Along the road, a wagon full of hay rolls by, pulled by two strong horses, their hooves steady on the path. The driver waves to the children who run alongside it, laughing and pretending the wagon is a castle. The village shopkeeper sets out fresh jars of honey and homemade jam on a wooden stand, and neighbors stop by to greet her, and buy a few things with coins that jingle softly. The trees by the river sway gently in the breeze, and their leaves sparkle in the sunlight like tiny green jewels. A robin sings from a fence post, and nearby, a hedgehog snuffles through the bushes looking for berries. As the sun begins to lower in the sky, the air becomes cooler. As the sun lowers and touches the tops of the hills, the sky turns into soft colors of orange, pink, and gold. The light reflects on the calm surface of the river Lambourn, making it shine like a ribbon of fire and glass. Birds begin to settle in the trees, singing quieter now, as if saying goodnight. The villagers start to finish their day, doors close gently, and the sound of clinking dishes comes from cozy kitchens. Smoke rises from chimneys again, mixing with the sweet smell of stew, fresh bread, and wood smoke in the cool air. A group of friends sits around a small fire near the river bank, roasting apples and telling quiet stories as the flames flicker and crackle. Fireflies begin to appear one by one, blinking like tiny stars near the bushes and trees. An owl hoots softly from an old oak, and its wings spread wide as it glides silently through the twilight. Night has now fully arrived, and the sky above the village is deep blue, filled with shining stars like tiny diamonds. The moon rises slowly behind the hills, casting a silver light over the rooftops, the trees, and the flowing river Lambourn. The cottages are quiet now, their windows glowing softly, their doors closed gently against the cool night air. Inside, families sit by the fire, wrapped in warm blankets, sipping tea, and sharing stories in low, peaceful voices. Some people read books by candlelight, while others simply listen to the wind outside, and the quiet crackling of the fire. Outside the village is calm and still. The streets are empty, the animals are resting, and only the gentle sounds of night remain: the soft flow of the river, the quiet hoot of an owl, the rustle of leaves in the breeze. A fox walks carefully along the edge of the woods, its eyes shining gently in the moonlight. A deer drinks from the river under the stars, moving slowly, peacefully and without fear. The trees stand tall and calm, their leaves whispering together like they're telling old secrets to the night. Fireflies blink quietly in the bushes, and bats swoop silently through the sky. In the distance, the church bell does not ring, it simply waits, still and silent like the rest of the village. On a hill above the cottages, a shepherd wraps his cloak around him, and watches over his sleeping flock, counting stars above instead of sheep below. The river Lambourn flows beside it all, carrying starlight and stories through the dark. Its voice, soft as a lullaby, touches everything gently: the roots of trees, the stones, the meadows, and the dreams of those who sleep beside it. This night in the village is not dark and cold, it is gentle, calm, and full of quiet magic. Time feels like it has stopped, and the world has curled up like a cat in a warm place. Nothing rushes, nothing worries, everything rests. As the quiet hours of night pass slowly, the village sleeps deeply under a sky full of stars. The moon, now high and bright, shines silver light on the river, making it glow softly like a ribbon of moonlight winding through the fields. The river Lambourn continues its gentle path, humming a quiet lullaby as it flows past sleeping cottages, silent gardens, and still meadows. Every creature rests now: the fox is curled in its den, the owl has returned to its hollow, and the deer lies quietly in the tall grass by the riverbank. The wind has calmed, and only the softest breeze moves through the trees, causing the leaves to flutter like whispers in a dream. Inside the cottages, children sleep peacefully in warm beds, their dreams full of sunshine, songs, and friendly animals. A candle flickers low in one window before finally going out, leaving only the soft glow of moonlight behind. All through the village, the silence is gentle and deep. The kind of silence that holds peace and comfort instead of emptiness. Even the flowers seem to sleep, their petals gently closed, waiting for the morning light. Somewhere near the edge of the village, a barn owl glides once more over the fields, its wings wide and silent, its eyes watching kindly. The old church stands quietly under the stars, its stone walls touched by silver light, and its tower pointing upward like a finger to the sky. The clock inside ticks slowly and gently, counting the hours toward dawn. And then, slowly, quietly, something begins to change. A faint blush of light appears far away on the horizon. It's not yet morning, but the first promise of day is waking up the sky. A soft blue begins to spread across the east, pushing the stars gently aside. The birds, still hidden in their nests, begin to stir. One blackbird sings a single note, clear and sweet. Then silence. Then another note. Soon, the first songs of morning begin to rise like music from the trees. The sky slowly brightens with soft shades of peach and light gold, like warm paint brushed across a blue canvas. The stars fade one by one, blinking out gently as the light of day returns. The moon, now pale and quiet, lowers behind the hills, making way for the sun. A soft mist rises from the surface of the river Lambourn, curling like breath from the earth, floating low above the water and across the grass. It makes everything look dreamy, like the village is still half asleep. A rooster crows in the distance, clear and proud, and its voice carries through the cool air, gently waking the village. Lights begin to flick on inside the cottages. A few windows open with soft creaks, letting in the fresh air of morning. Curtains flutter, and the smell of dew and wild flowers drifts inside. In one cottage, a mother stirs the fire, placing a kettle over the flame. In another, a boy pulls on his boots to fetch milk from the gate. The sun finally peaks above the hills, golden and kind, touching the rooftops, the treetops, and the river with light. Everything it touches glows. The mist begins to rise higher, then slowly disappears into the warm air, revealing the green grass, the stone paths, and the gentle flowers that line the riverbank. A dog runs down the lane with happy steps, wagging its tail and barking softly at a butterfly. Ducks quack and waddle into the river, leaving little ripples behind them. A farmer walks out to the field, his boots soft on the damp ground, nodding at a neighbor who waves from his garden. The blacksmith opens his door and stretches, smiling at the quiet beauty around him. Children run out into the morning light, their laughter fresh and bright like the sunshine. A small cart rolls into the village with fruit and flowers, its wheels bumping gently along the road. Now that the sun is fully in the sky, the whole village glows with life. The golden light shines on the rooftops, the cobblestone paths, and the wide green fields. The river Lambourn flows gently beside it, all smooth and clear, like a soft ribbon of glass. Villagers walk slowly along the riverbank, carrying baskets, greeting one another with kind smiles and cheerful voices. Some stop to look at the ducks, others pause to watch the fish swimming near the stones. A group of school children walks along the path, holding hands, their teacher pointing out flowers, trees, and birds. The flowers near the river open wide, now bright red poppies, yellow buttercups, purple foxgloves, and bees dance from one to the next, humming as they work. In the orchard, sunlight shines through the leaves, making patterns on the grass where apples and pears are slowly ripening. Near the market square, villagers set up stalls with fresh bread, wild berries, handmade soap, and colorful scarves. The smell of pastries, herbs, and warm wood fills the air. Horses clop gently through the streets pulling carts, and their harnesses jingle with soft, musical sounds. In the distance, a bell rings from the clock tower, and its sound echoes gently through the valley. The hills around the village are green and full of life. Sheep graze calmly, butterflies flutter near wild flowers, and the trees sway gently in the breeze. Everything moves slowly and peacefully, without worry. Even the animals seem to understand. The calm cats stretch out in the sun, chickens peck happily in the grass, and the cows lie down near the water's edge, chewing slowly and blinking in the warmth. A little boat floats on the river Lambourn, with two children inside holding fishing rods and wearing straw hats. They laugh when they catch nothing, just happy to drift along. Time passes quietly here. As the afternoon drifts on, the sunlight becomes softer and more golden, spreading warmth over the village like a cozy blanket. Bees are still busy, but slower now, gently landing on blossoms as if they, too, are enjoying the quiet hours. The river Lambourn moves steadily, its water smooth and cool, gliding past every stone and root with calm, silent grace. The children have finished playing and now lie on the grass, watching the clouds move slowly above, pointing out shapes: a sheep, a bird, a castle in the sky. A young girl sits on a wooden bench beneath a tree, playing a soft tune that floats through the air like a breeze itself. Birds pause to listen, perched along the fence nearby, their heads tilted. A man paints by the riverbank, his canvas filled with soft colors that try to match the beauty before him. He dips his brush into water from the river, smiling as he adds light to the sky and soft shadows under trees. The church doors are open, and someone plays the old piano inside. His sound drifts out into the streets, joining the river's song and the distant hum of bees. In a tiny garden, two friends sip tea beneath a flowering archway, speaking slowly, their laughter quiet and full of joy. The trees by the river sway gently, and their leaves catch the sunlight like green glass. A mother walks with her baby in a pram, stopping now and then to watch butterflies flutter, or to let the baby touch soft petals. Time slows even more as the sun begins to tilt in the sky. Shadows return, stretching lazily across paths and walls. The horses in the field lie down in the grass, their tails flicking gently, their eyes peaceful and still. Everything seems to pause just a little to rest, to breathe, to listen. The river Lambourn keeps flowing, steady and kind, its voice always soft, always calm. It knows the stories of this village, the rhythm of its people, the peace of its hills. Carries those stories gently, the breeze carries leaves, on and on through the golden light. As the day slowly begins to turn, the sun lowers just a little, painting the sky with soft golden light that makes everything look even more magical. The walls of the cottages glow warmly, their shadows growing longer across the